It stands for Energy Footprint Tool. The EFT helps you gather together and understand what your energy footprint is, your costs, but particularly your carbon footprint for a year. If we're aiming to reduce our carbon emissions, we need to know what our starting point is, and the EFT provides an ideal way of monitoring this over the years, but it's also really good at helping us to understand where our energy is going, where we can cut costs as well. It generally takes about an hour to fill it in, although if you've done it before, you'll find it's quicker the second or third time. So you need last year's energy bills, both the cost but also points such as the kilowatt hours, gas usage, electricity usage, and of course as well if you're on oil, you'll need your oil bills as well. I would try and do it as soon as possible rather than leaving it until the deadline in the summer. If you're doing your annual accounts now, you might be looking at all these figures anyway, so it's easier to do it sooner rather than later. And also, if you've got any questions or you come across any problems, it gives you more time to actually resolve those things rather than leaving it right up until the deadline. I think for a parish, I'd make sure you've got somebody who's actually assigned to fill it in. It doesn't have to be the incumbent, maybe the treasurer who's got the bills to hand anyway, or a church warden, but just make sure there's one person who's responsible for doing it. I think the other tip is don't leave it until the last minute. Do it as soon as possible, and if you've got any problems, it gives you more time to sort them out. And it's always good to know what last year's energy bills and footprint was before you start working on how to tackle things this year.